Radio Rahim with Terence Crawford. You're the, air quotes, B-side, but you're also the favorite. You don't often see that in boxing. Do you feel like this is a time now where you can prove that you're not just a top fighter, but a draw financially? You're an A-side fighter and a marquee draw.
Of course, you know, people know the real. You got a lot of people out there that say foolishness things because they don't know nothing about boxing, or they just new to boxing, so they piggyback off of what somebody said that they feel know what they talking about. So sometimes, you know, they may say something and then it get a domino effect and get a lot of people to hop on the hype train. But for me, my objective is to keep doing what I'm doing. And it's a reason why the betting favorites is in my favor right now.
With fighters like this, the margin of talent is so thin. You guys are both excellent fighters, but you talk about breaking each other. What do you see in Errol Spence that makes you think you can break him?
Well, like I said, you know, he's training hard. I'm training hard. What do he see in me to make him feel as if he can break me? That's what I should ask him, you know, but we will find out July 29th.
What are the differences between you? Financially, mentally, physically?
It's gonna be mentally. You know, the mentally toughest fighter, July 29th, is gonna win.
There's been a lot said about resumes. What fight before now has best prepared you for Spence?
I don't think none of my fights that I fought have the same style as Spence. So I can't say a particular fight, but all of them had led me to be where I am today, to be prepared for July 29th.
You guys both say this is kind of like the three-belt era returning. In that era, who do you see that is like you? If you look back at the 80s and the 90s, who is Terence Crawford in that era?
Nobody. Nobody. I feel like my style is different than any boxer.
You already had two face-offs, obviously in LA, here in New York. What can you sense when you see him in his eyes? You know, at the end, y'all shake hands, but what can you sense when you're just staring straight in his eyes?
Well, really nothing. You know, he's ready just like he know I'm ready. That's why it's mutual respect, and we both know that this may be the toughest fight of both our career. You know, and that's why it's a mutual respect there. You know, but come fight night, we're gonna try to kill each other.
A lot of people say that becoming a two-division undisputed world champion.
Oh man, I think about it all the time. You know, sometimes I try not to think about it because it's a lot on my brain. You know, but at the same time, this is what I signed up for, and this is my dreams. This is my goal. This is what it's all about. This is what it's all for. So July 29th, when my hand is rose, is job well done.
Terence, a lot of people say that you're
one of the biggest things in your career everybody talks about is your ability to switch from southpaw to orthodox. Predominantly, you switch to southpaw and you dominate your opponents. Once you feel them out, you start off orthodox. Him being a natural southpaw, how do you address this fight when it comes to that? Are you going to start off south orthodox or?
I don't know. You know, Errol's a different fighter. I fight every fight different. You know, so come fight night, we'll see what I'm most comfortable at.
Now, when people say the southpaw, what gives you the advantage when you switch to southpaw? What is it about the southpaw stance that gives you such a big advantage?
It just depends on the fighter. You know, sometimes southpaw is not the advantage. Sometimes orthodox is. So we shall see.
Terence, we're going to move it down over here for a couple questions. Yeah, thanks.
What are some of your favorite welterweight fights of all time?
Man, wow. You got the Trinidads, you got the De La Hoyas, you got the Mayweathers. It's hard to say.
One last chance for the bet. Come on, give me a number.
Come on, man. Let me bet you that
All right.
The rematch takes place, would it be a 147 or a 154?
I don't know. Hopefully, you know what I mean, that wouldn't be anything that I have to be discussing. You know, I don't plan on losing, so, you know, that's something that will be discussed with him and his team. I've been wanting, this is a fight that the fans been wanting, and it's here now, and I'm very excited that it's been made. And July 29th, the fans is in for a treat.
Terence, I think you guys should make a side bet. You've done everything else. Trash talk. Errol's going to come through here. You can start it with what you think the side bet should be, then I'll go to Errol.
A side bet, man. Listen,
How much? What are we doing?
Man, look. Our bet is, you know what I mean, I'm going to be victorious in becoming welterweight champion of the world July 29th.
So tell me an extra mil, okay?
You had a lot of back and forth going on there. It came out like really natural and seemed like you're actually having a little fun with it. How much are you really enjoying this moment leading up to the fight?
Well, I'm enjoying the moment because I feel as if it took a long time for this to be here today, you know, and now this is my moment to enjoy it while it lasts.
So you're able to like step back a little bit from all this hype and everything to enjoy it in the moment, or do you think?
Yeah, well, both. You know, I enjoy it. I experienced it before. I love it. I love the seesaw effect of it, and that just makes for an exciting fight. You know, you got two great fighters fighting for welterweight supremacy, for all the marbles, for all the belts, for undisputed pound-for-pound fighter in the world. So what can I say? It's going to be a great event.
Terence, what do you make of Spence's body shots and his jab? That seems to be, you know, two of the attributes people point out a lot why they think he can win the fight. What do you make of those attributes?
Well, they're great attributes. You know, he's a great body puncher. He got a great jab, one of the best jabs in boxing, you know. But myself, I got one of the best jabs in boxing. I throw great body shots as well. So, you know, like I said, that's going to make for an exciting fight. You know, you got one fighter that's all people say is he's big, he's strong, he wears his fighters down, he goes to the body, he breaks them down. And you got another fighter where you say, he can make adjustments on the fly. He's fast. He punch hard. He's elusive. He's smart. Who's gonna win?
You know,
that's why you tune in.
His Duncan Garnett comparison, what it was really about, he was saying is, you're more athletic, you're more talented, but he's more fundamentally sound. The way he concedes that you're the more athletic, faster guy, do you concede he is the more fundamentally sound fighter? And
no, I don't think that he's more fundamentally sound. Because, you know, anything that he can do, I can do the same. You know, so I wouldn't say that.
Terence,
but how long have you had your eye on him, and did you ever think this wasn't going to happen?
I've been having my eyes on Spence since 2017. When I conquered the 140 division, I knew I was moving up, and I knew he was the champion, one of the champions in the division. In 2017, when he captured his belt against Kell Brook. And I knew once I moved up, I was looking for all the champions.
Guys, just one more question here.
Terence, do you see? Somebody had said that. Somebody asked him if he's going to be worried about like the counter punching, and he was just like, Danny Garcia is the best counter puncher in the world, so he's not really necessarily worried about your counter punching. How do you feel about him kind of comparing your counter punching style to like Danny Garcia?
Well, you know, that you can say me and Danny have good counter punching abilities. You know, Danny is a tremendous counter punisher, but at the same time, Danny's not a boxer. You know, Danny's arms is shorter. Danny don't have the same fighting style as Terence Crawford. You know, so he can make somewhat a comparison, but me and Danny fight two different fighting styles.
Terence, you win this fight. Do you expect the rematch, or do you expect to go straight to Jermell Charlo? I know that's a fight that you want, Jermell Charlo.
However it comes. You know, what's in the contract is what's in the contract, and I honor what's in the contract.
Radio Rahim with Terence Crawford.